Hello students, today I am going to explain you about a very important topic in physics, change in momentum. So before coming over the actual topic, I want to tell you about mass of the body. So as we already know what is mass, it is the amount of matter contained in any body. Mass in any body comes from the matter contained in the body. If there is more matter, there will be more mass. Less matter, there will be the less mass of the body. It's clear. Mass, we know that it is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit is kilogram. So amount of matter contained in the body is known as mass. And mass is an inherent property of the body. Inherent means anything which comes from the birth of the body. Means as soon as the matter comes in the body, there will be some mass, and it can be changed only when either you detach some matter from it or you add some matter in it. Then only its mass will change, otherwise it will not change. It's clear. So this mass which body acquires because of the matter, is called the rest mass of the body, and it cannot be changed without removing or adding the matter. Without removing or adding some extra matter, we cannot change the mass of the body. It's clear. This is called the rest mass of the body, means mass of the body when it is at rest. It's clear. And now why we call it as rest? Earlier it was called as mass. But after the Einstein's proposition about the mass energy equivalence relation, it was earlier proposition, but later it was experimentally verified. So Einstein has proposed that mass can be converted into energy and energy can be converted into mass. There is mass energy equivalence relation, E equals to m into c square. Means if there is m mass, then it is equivalent to how much energy? M into c square. What is c? Speed of light in vacuum. And if there is E energy, then it will induce how much mass? E energy will induce how much mass? M equals to E upon c square. E upon c square. This was, when Einstein had proposed this, there was no experimental evidence for this. But later it was proved that mass can be converted into energy and energy can be converted into mass, and there are two phenomena, pair production and pair annihilation. In pair production, energy converts into mass. And in pair annihilation, two particles annihilate and producing the energy. It's clear. So that we will study in the class 12th. I am not going into that. So see here, why we call this mass which comes in the body from the matter as rest mass. Why we call it as rest mass? It was after the Einstein's proposition regarding mass energy equivalence relation. It was deduced that moving bodies has some extra mass. Because of the energy. Because of their energy, some extra mass will be induced. And this extra mass will be other than the rest mass. This has come from where? From the energy. It's clear. Means during motion the body will have some more mass. It will have mass because of the matter. It will have some mass because of the energy. That mass we call it the relativistic mass. What is relativistic mass? It is the mass of body during motion. It's called the relativistic mass. Means mass of body during motion, it will be different from the rest mass of the body. it will be slightly more than the rest mass of the body. And why it will be slightly more than the rest of mass of the body? There will be rest mass as well as, since the body is moving, therefore it has some energy, and since it is having energy, therefore from the Einstein's mass energy equivalence relation, corresponding to that energy, this much extra mass will be induced. This much extra mass will be induced, and what will happen to the total mass? It will be equal to this mass plus rest mass. This is known as the relativistic mass. But see here, when you do the square of this value, here C equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So C square will be 9 into 10 to the power 16. It's clear. And when you find out its order of magnitude, so since it is greater than 3.16, therefore what will be the order of magnitude? 10 to the power 17. So this extra mass will become significant. This extra mass will be observed only when body is having the huge amount of energy. Body is having huge amount of energy. It's clear. For example, if the energy, this energy, because of the motion, it is 10 joule, 100 joule, 1000 joule, 10,000 joule, what will happen? This will be very much insignificant. You can see here, you have taken energy equals to 10 to the power 6 joule. This is 10 to the power 17. That will be equal to 10 to the power minus 11. 6 minus 17 equals to minus 11. And what is 10 to the power minus 11? Here, before 1 you write how many zeros? 5, 10 zeros. Before 1 you write 10 zeros. And this kg. It's clear. This kg means it will be almost insignificant. It will be almost insignificant. Means this extra mass which is inducing because of the energy, it will be observed only when body possesses the huge energy, and that energy body can possess when it is moving with a very great velocity. Very great velocity means velocity is either 10 to the power 6 meter per second or more than that. As we know that no body can have velocity greater than this. Whatever be the magnitude of force, whatever be the greatest magnitude of force, even you apply the greatest force, what will happen? Body cannot have velocity more than this. And when the body will acquire this velocity, its relativistic mass will become infinite. Its relativistic mass will become infinite. Means the mass which is induced because of the huge energy, it will become extremely large. It will become extremely large, which we say as infinity. So see here, this extra mass, this relativistic mass will be observed only when body is having huge energy. Body can have huge energy only when its velocity is greater than 10 to the power 6 meter per second. If it is less than 10 to the power 6 meter per second, it will not be generally observed. It will not be generally observed means it will not be significant. It will not be significant. Increase will be almost zero, almost negligible. It is clear. So see here, that's why we talk about the relativistic mass in case of those bodies which are having very huge velocity. And in our classical physics, which we will study afterwards, so in classical physics, we are dealing only with those bodies whose velocity is smaller than this, not with very high velocity. We don't come across with the bodies having such a great velocity. It's clear. Now see here there is a relation between the relativistic mass and rest mass. From this relation you can see. Here we can see m equals to m naught within square root 1 minus v square upon c square. Suppose v equals to 10,000 meter per second, that is 10 to the power 4 meter per second. If you find out this v square upon c square, what will be v square upon c square? V square means its square, that it will be 10 to the power 8. What will be c square? It is 10 to the power 16. 3 I have left. It's clear. C square 10 to the power 16. It will be equal to 10 to the power minus 8 kg. 10 to the power minus 8 kg means it will be in gram equals to 10 to the power minus 5 gram. It's clear. If you see it in milligram, it will be equal to multiplied by 1000. In order to convert kilogram into gram, you will multiply by 1000. In order to convert gram into milligram, you will once again multiply by 1000. So 10 to the power minus 2 milligram. If you see here, it will be 0.01. It will come out, not milligram that you say here, this is not the unit of milligram. It will come out, v square upon c square will come out 0. Here I made mistake because this is here v square upon c square comes out 10 to the power minus 8. 10 to the power minus 8 means what? It is how many zeros? 7 zeros. This. Now see here, when you will subtract this extremely small quantity, what will happen? From 1 it will be equal to 1. It's clear. Means almost there will be no change in denominator. Almost there will be no change in denominator. It will remain 1. Therefore m will be equal to m naught. M will be equal to m naught. It will become significant only when body is having velocity more than 10 to the power 6 meter per second. In that case only it will be significant, because it will be what? Suppose 10 to the power 7 meter per second, velocity is 10 to the power 7 meter per second. In that case what will be? This will be 10 to the power 14, because v square upon 10 to the power 16, that is 10 to the power minus 2. 10 to the power minus 2 means here it will be 0.01. It's clear. And when you will subtract 0.01 here, it will be equal to 0.99. It's clear. Here there is a significant change. So this relativistic mass, this relativistic effect, this effect of the Einstein's mass energy equivalence relation, it will become effective only when body is moving with a very great velocity. Its velocity is 10 to the power 6 meter per second, 10 to the power 7 meter per second, 10 to the power 8 meter per second, but less than the velocity of light. It's clear. So from here you can deduce that mass of the body, mass of the moving body need not to be constant. Need not to be constant. It will remain constant only when body is having velocity this or less than this. Body is having velocity this or less than this. It is clear. The mass of body will remain constant only when its velocity is either less or equal to 10 to the power 6 meter per second. It's clear. In that case we can say that m will be closely equal to m naught. There will be no significant difference between rest mass and moving mass. And in that case what will be the change in momentum? As we know that what is momentum? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity of the body. So the change in momentum will take place only when either m is changing or v is changing or both is changing. It's clear. M is changing or v is changing or both is changing. So if the body is moving with the ordinary velocity, with these velocities, then its mass will remain unchanged. It's clear. If body moves with ordinary velocities, Here though this velocity is very great, but for the point of view of this, it is a ordinary velocity. Body moves with ordinary velocity, means less than or equal to 10 power, not equal to 10 power 6 meter per second. Then m will be, then its mass will remain constant. Mass will remain constant. That is, the effect of relativistic mass will not be observed. Why? Because there is no significant difference here. And in that case, delta P we can write, because mass is constant, so change in momentum will only be because of change in velocity. Therefore, in this case, change in momentum will be due to change in velocity. It is clear? Momentum, already I have told, it is the property of moving body. It is equal to the product of mass and velocity of the body. It is clear? Del P equals to m into v. So delta P, change in momentum, will be possible only when either mass changes or velocity changes, or both are changing. It's clear? Or both are changing. Now see here. If the body is moving with very great velocity, when body moves with a great velocity, great velocity means velocity is greater than or equal to 10 to the power 6 meter per second, then its mass during motion, which we call as relativistic mass, will be more than rest mass of body. One more thing, as soon as body will acquire the ordinary velocity, the mass which is induced because of the huge energy will disappear, and body will have only the rest mass. It's clear? Means, as soon as this body which was moving with this velocity now comes to the ordinary velocity, what will happen? This extra mass which has induced because of the huge energy will disappear, and body will have the rest mass only. It's clear? So here in this case, therefore, mass of body do not remain constant. Body do not remain constant. In such cases, and when it do not remain constant, therefore change in momentum, delta P, which is the product of mass and velocity. So it can be changed because of both. Mass can also change, velocity can also change. So we will write it as change in product mv. Change in delta means change in product mv. It's clear? In this case, we cannot write delta P like this. In that case, we cannot write delta P like this. It's clear? So now from here, you know that mass of the moving body need not to be constant. It will remain constant, it will be assumed constant only when the body is having velocity less than 10 power 6 meter per second. But if it is having a very great velocity 10 power 6 meter per second or more than that, in that case what will happen? The mass of body will not remain constant. It will become slightly more, white will become more, that already I have explained here. And then change in momentum will also be possible because of the change in mass. So I hope that this you have understood. This is a very important concept in the physics, and which will be very much used when you will study the Newton's second law of motion. So thank you.